Well, this is the first week of the state's new care court. It's part of a massive push by Governor Newsom to address the homelessness crisis.
This system makes it easier for judges to move people with mental illness into treatment programs. The care court's pilot program has now started in 7 California counties, including San Francisco. The initiative allows family members, first responders, and behavioral health professionals to file a petition on behalf of a person who they believe poses a threat to either themselves or others. To be eligible, a person must be diagnosed with schizophrenia or other qualifying disorders. A care court judge then reviews the petition, and the county ultimately creates a voluntary plan for that person, which includes counseling, social services, and housing.
Okay, for more now, we are joined by San Francisco Superior Court Judge Michael Begret, who is supervising the city's care court program. Thank you so much for being here, Judge. This program, it just started yesterday, so I'm wondering if anyone so far has submitted a petition to the court.
We had one petition filed yesterday, and I've checked around with the other counties that are in that first cohort of counties that are piloting this program, and they received similar numbers, so not an overwhelming number of filings at this point.
All right, so let's talk, Judge, if we can, here about the process here. You know, of someone who is close to a person who is dealing with mental illness files this petition. What happens at that point? How do you review their eligibility and ultimately help to create a plan to get them the help that they need?
Well, the first thing I do is review the submission for whether it meets the statute. As you pointed out quite accurately, the statute's addressing a narrow framework of serious mental illness, schizophrenia, or serious psychotic disorders, and they have to meet other criteria beyond that. So if that's evident from what's submitted, then we move forward. If this is information that's provided by somebody who's not in the Department of Behavioral Health within San Francisco's Department of Public Health, then I would submit an order to the Department of Public Health informing them, hey, you need to prepare a report, tell me whether this information is accurate, tell me whether this person, in your professional opinion, meets criteria, and then we would proceed at that point to have a hearing where we would bring the person in and try to engage them, and at that point we're trying to start building a relationship with the person so that they will agree to the kind of treatment and care that they need and deserve.
Okay, so Judge, once this treatment plan is in place, how will you determine if they are in fact adhering to the plan?
They'll be engaged with the public health department, and we will have people reporting to the court from the public health department about how they're doing, whether they're engaging with the services that we've agreed to and they've agreed to in the plan. And if they aren't, we'll try to make adjustments to the plan. The basic idea here is that everybody is more likely to do things that are good for them if they feel like they were in control of the decision to do them, and if they feel like they were part of the planning for what the treatment was going to be.
And so, Judge, what is your response to some of the critics of the care courts program who are worried that this is going to force vulnerable people into treatment?
There isn't any force involved in the care court program. The idea behind this is that the court and the public health officials, the public health treatment providers will build a relationship with the people who are responding to these petitions. And based on that relationship, we may be able to get some people to engage in the kind of treatment that they need and that they wouldn't otherwise access if they didn't have, I would say, the influence, yes, of the court, but not the force of the court.
All right, Judge, we really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us. As you told us earlier, just one application so far. We'll follow up and see what happens in the weeks and months ahead. Thank you again for taking the time.
Thank you. Thank you for paying attention to this important issue.
It is a really important issue. Thank you.